Now, before we get into actual real estate and talking about that, to put it to the context now for a lot of us, like we're on the outside. So I'm in Toronto, not everybody can still travel out of Canada. We won't get into all that stuff, but New York City, for all of us that love New York City, either grew up in New York City, been to New York City, bleed Yankee blue. It is such a dynamic city. It is just the most amazing place in the world. And it's one of those things you come, it's like, it's so busy and so congested. How could you love it? You just got to get a feel for it. When you walk through Central Park and you get to see the sights, you get to go to shows and the dinners, like there really is no place like it. Tell us now.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
it's just
okay.
got this intense energy that a lot of people can't, I don't want to say can't handle, but just don't like, and don't identify with. But yeah.
Have you been to Toronto yet?
I haven't. I haven't been to Canada.
Oh, you have not been to Canada. Okay, well,
no.
If imagine New York City real dialed down, like
okay.
Toronto is like, so New York is like Toronto on steroids, basically. Like we're like a mini-ish wannabe New York City. Sorry, guys, but and gals, but Toronto's a lot calmer. Like you can still drive. You're not, you don't want to leave your car and just walk and subway it everywhere. But I would say we're in that genre, certainly.
Okay.
So I know, and all of us, wherever we're living, people all over the world are watching this right now. Hi, everyone. And as they're there and they're thinking, I've been to New York City, I plan to go to New York City. Let's take a side what the media is saying about it. Give us the straight goods. We are in the year 2022 now. 2020 is in the back of our rear mirrors. What is New York today like? How is it recovered? What is general life like in New York City? Please tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a great question. And I'll tell you what I tell my family all the time when they text me and call me worried. I'm like, the news always makes it sound 100 times worse than it is because they only report the bad things that happen. And that's just what it is. So New York City is very much alive. It's very much well. The restrictions have been lifted, so there's no more mask mandates. There's no more, except for in, I believe Broadway still has the vaccination mandates, but no more mask mandates, which is awesome. And people are everywhere. Like it feels like old New York.
You can go to concerts, you can go to sporting events, dinners, everything's open.
Everything's open. Everything's open. And the only thing, like, I know a lot of companies are still okay with, they haven't made them come back to work yet. So I know like a lot of our office buildings are still pretty empty, but the energy, people are back. It's, parks are full. Like it's incredible. It's incredible.
Have offices like started doing like hybrid versions of some offices mandated people back? Like as far as when you're walking through the downtown there, is there people again? Like, is there a good flow?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Everywhere, like everywhere. It's awesome. And I was just thinking this the other day because I was out in Manhattan with my friend and it was just, everywhere was packed. It's like, New York is back. If I walked the Brooklyn Bridge with my friend and it was just packed. It was packed, no masks, gorgeous day. And it was lovely. And it's just, it makes me so happy because honestly, there was nothing more depressing than walking through New York City and it being completely empty. Like it was just so sad. It was so sad because it's the people who make New York what it is,
The only time I remember seeing anything like that was back in September 11th, back in the day when unfortunate incidents happened. And I was in downtown Toronto at the time. And I was stuck in a tax library when I walked out of there in the middle of the afternoon. I walk out and literally there's no cars, there's no people. And I said, oh my God, did World War III break out? What the heck is going on here? Like this was blowing my mind. And even now, as we're going through the pandemic here, a lot of people working from home, offices were closed and, it was barely any foot traffic for what you would normally see. And now it's starting to come back to normalcy, so to speak, as well. Thank you for enjoying today's episode of the Chosen Life podcast. Go ahead and hit the subscription button below and the notification bell to catch all of our great shows. And remember to contact the Chosen Lawyers when you are ready for your next real estate and commercial transaction. Go to kormans.ca.